we are as a people inherently and inherently opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome back to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. Third episode for today. It is April 18th, 2026. So, this story is a little older, but the sentiment is still true. As far as updates, yeah, dude, I just woke up. Got me a double espresso. Put that in my bloodstream. I'm off today, so I may or may not put out some more podcasts. Probably will. So you'll get quite a few bangers. I need to catch up on this content. Like, my notes are out the wazoo of shit I want to talk about. Got some steak. I haven't eaten it yet, haven't fixed it yet, but I got a steak, so I'm gonna eat that later. I'm just building up an appetite. I just woke up, and I don't know about you guys, but when I first wake up, man, I can't just sit there and eat breakfast, dude. Like, I gotta have a couple cups of coffee, wake up, smoke a couple cigarettes. Yeah, I don't just directly eat, man. My stomach always feels a little weird first waking up too. Anyways, I'm in a better mood. So dude, I had to, I was a little spicy this morning. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't go full blown Alex Jones, but so last night at work, man, I got in some debate with a coworker. He's a super woke dude, and he was just being real fucking weird, with woke ideology, and I kind of had to just burn him and put him in his place, man. We debated for 20 minutes. We're still friends and shit. We were goofing around and joking and shit afterwards, but I love the guy, but it's bro, we're not doing this whole super progressive shit, you know? And you know me, I'm chill as fuck. I'm a classic liberal. I'm not some red-blooded conservative dude, but I don't know, he was just he's a black dude. He was trying to talk about how he deserves reparations, and he kept saying my people, white people, just blatantly being racist. And it was just pissing me off, and I even told him, I'm why is it okay for you to talk shit about white people, but if I did the same to you, it would be the end of the world? And he's because what I'm saying is fact. And it's okay. I just played it chill. I'm bro, you have the upper hand because you're black. I'm not going to get fired for you, bro. I'm not going to get fired, because if I really said what I want to say, I would be labeled a bigot and fired. And I'm I got to have my job. Just shut up and leave me alone. So I apologize for the spiciness. I didn't put out a poll, but I had said in one of my podcasts one day, I need to sit down, and maybe I'll do it during a vacation one year. I need to make a compilation of the times that I went Alex Jones mode on the podcast. Just freaked the fuck out, because I have done it a couple not super, very rarely do I just go off yelling and screaming and shit, but I have done it probably 3 or 4 times throughout my 7-year career of podcasting. And I'm I need to just compile it and just put it out there, you know, Abe goes Alex Jones, you know? So, there's been a lot of drama within the conspiracy podcast community this year. Everybody's battling everybody. And normally I don't usually do this, but this one I kind of want to get into. But yeah, dude, like everyone's going after everyone. Like Alex Jones is beefing with Candace Owens. Candace Owens is beefing with Erica Kirk. David Icke is fighting with Alex Jones. Everybody's just gunslinging, shots fired, you know? Like everybody's fighting everybody. It's fucking nuts. Which is what the elites want, you know, divide and conquer. So then, I've always been like a huge fan of Jesse Ventura. So, I grew up with like classic wrestling, like the golden years of wrestling. And before I hear it in the comments section of, that's all the 80s, I thought you were born in 91. Yeah, there's these things called DVDs and VHS and stuff, you know. My dad had, you know, like old wrestling. That and reruns. But my dad was huge into wrestling. Jesse Ventura, if you don't know, like he used to be a classic wrestler, like back in like the 80s, early 90s. He was Jesse the Body Ventura. He's like ex-Navy SEAL. He was an actor back in the day. He did like Predator, bunch of other movies. I love Jesse Ventura, but he is like a OG conspiracy theorist. So he had a channel, not a channel, a show literally called Conspiracy Theory. Awesome show. You can still find reruns on YouTube that people have uploaded. Go check it out. It's pretty sick. Like there's one episode that like literally predicts COVID-19. But it's so crazy too, because watching that, like, dude, you covered this conspiracy. He had a whistleblower that was like, she basically predicted COVID-19 of like, they met in like some warehouse or something, obviously for theatrical reasons, but you got to listen to what she said. She's like, yeah, I worked at this government facility. They're going to release a virus in the future. Forced vaccinations, the vaccination is a bioweapon. Like, she predicted the entire fucking shit. And it just blew my mind that, like, he heard this. And then when COVID happened, he, like, did a complete 180. And was, like, pro-mask, super pro-vaccine, like, telling people, like, he was proud he got like 2 doses, and if you don't do it, you're an asshole. Like he kind of like the whole Gene Simmons like mindset of like, you're harming other people, fuck your rights, you know. It was so bizarre. I don't know. I think he's going kind of senile. Cause he is old as fuck. Like here's a picture of him on Piers Morgan. He's getting up there. But so it was so weird to have this guy who like the whole conspiracy community like looked up to and was like, he was like an OG, man. He could have been up there on Mount Rushmore with the greats like Jordan Maxwell, Eric Von Däniken, Art Bell, William Cooper, you know. But I still love him, because I'm like the type who I don't have to agree with someone 100%. Which is rare nowadays. Like, I've noticed that with people. I've lost subscribers who I've had for years, and just because they don't agree with me on one issue, they will literally like unsub and you've lost the plot, Abe. And it's like, no, I've always thought this way about the certain issues. I just don't talk about it usually, and I happen to talk about it that day, you know. Sorry you learned that about me, you know. See ya. Don't want to be ya. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. A broken clock is right twice a day. So, Jesse had come out here recently talking about Barron Trump. Jesse Ventura to Barron Trump. Enlist in the United States military right now, is what he says. I am totally on board with this. So, from what I heard through the grapevine, the creators of South Park, I love South Park. It's fucking hilarious. They've always got their finger on the pulse of what's going on. This is what I heard. I don't know how true it is. Somebody could have been giving me false information. Hit me up in the comments if you know. I'm not gonna lie. I study conspiracies, bro. I don't have time to look up this stupid shit, but from what I heard through the grapevine, the creators of South Park created a fake website. I mean, it's a real website, but it's like mockumentary style, like a mock site, you know, of like a petition or something to get to like draft Barron Trump. I'm cool with it, dude. And Theo Von has been talking about it. Theo Von has been spitting flames here lately. I love Theo Von. He's the bee's fucking knees. But he's like, he said, yeah, why is it all these motherfuckers, these politicians who are war hawks, like pro-war and shit? And Theo was like, yeah, draft your kid, dude. And like Ben Shapiro, one of the biggest warmonger podcasts out there. He's a fucking Zionist. He wears that stupid little hat. He's a fucking piece of shit. But he will never go to war. And he's even said, I'm more needed here in the United States on the front lines of podcasting. Like, look, dude, do I think that I'm doing something with podcasting? Yes. But at the end of the day, it's just podcasting. Like, I'm not out here, you know, with a sign in my hand on the streets, you know. I'm not some hacker fighting the beast system, you know. It's podcasting, bro. Like, get over yourself. It kind of like blew my mind with like Charlie Kirk, like when he died. I'm like, why is everyone like freaking out that a podcaster got shot? Like, yes, it's sad. Charlie was a good guy, but it just blew my mind that like people were talking like this is going to cause a civil war. I'm like, because a podcaster got shot? Like, that would be like me saying like, oh, Howard Stern got assassinated, so let's start a civil war. Like, the left, can you imagine if the left like started a civil war because Howard Stern got shot? Like, the right would be like, this is insane. And I felt the same way about Charlie Kirk. Like, people were saying there's going to be a civil war because Charlie got shot. I'm like, what? A podcaster got shot, so we're going to do civil war now? Like, that's kind of insane. That's weird. Like, we're just podcasters, dude. But Theo, dude, yeah, he brought up like basically the same concept, and I love it. I think it's hilarious because if you're pro-war, and this is how I shut down these conversations real quick with people who are Zionist or pro-war. I just look at them and I go, cool, man, so when you gonna enlist? Oh, what? No, I'm not gonna enlist. I can't enlist. Suddenly, they're like the unhealthiest person ever. Oh, I have autism and asthma and scoliosis. I can't enlist. But I'm pro-war. And I'm like, that's convenient. The ones who are the most pro-war are the ones who never enlist. They want you and your sons and daughters to go out there and get killed. So, let's hear what Jesse has to say, though. Former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. By the way, yeah, when he was governor, he was the best governor. Do you know this? Listen how awesome of a governor he was real quick. When he quit being governor, people asked him, why'd you quit being governor, Jesse? And he said, because I was losing money. He is the only politician that I've ever heard who was actually putting in, because he's a millionaire. You know, he did movies, he did wrestling, like he's rich. And he said, I quit being governor because I was spending too much of my own money. He said, that's why I quit being governor. He said, I wasn't getting enough funds. People weren't donating enough. And I love Minnesota so much that I was putting in too much of my money and I was going to go bankrupt. I was going to lose all my money. So I had to quit. Every other politician that I know gets richer from being a politician. Like, it's not a public service anymore. Like, they do it for the money. Jesse was the only politician, except for our forefathers, who did it for volunteer work, actually serving the country. They did it for free, our forefathers. They all had day jobs. But anyways, Jesse's the only politician that I know of who was actually like, dude, I'm losing money because I love Minnesota that much. Like, I was like, respect, dude. Like that, if he would have ran for president, I would have voted for him. I think now he's like a Mexican citizen or something now. Or dual citizenship, like Mexican and American. I know he lives in Mexico. I at least know that. But so Jesse Ventura is calling on President Donald Trump's son, Barron, who is 20 years old, to enlist in the military, saying, let's see if I can do it. Do something about your father. Didn't have the courage to do. Do something father didn't have the patriotism to do. Yeah, I can't do Jesse. Sadly, I'm not that good at impressions. Will Sasso does an awesome Jesse Ventura impression. Go look up Will Sasso Jesse Ventura impression. He's fucking hilarious. But apparently what Jesse's bringing up there is Trump was a draft dodger. Which I do have to say this, man. We get all these amazing stories of like military conquest that these presidents have done. Like JFK's got some insane story. George Bush Sr. has this amazing story about how he was shot down in a plane and landed in the ocean and swam with his buddy for miles. You get like these little, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen. It's just, I find it funny that with all these famous people like the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and all these presidents, they all have like these Paul Bunyan legend stories that are like kind of unprovable, but I think it adds to the mystique and it makes people like, yeah, this guy's American, you know, like, fuck yeah, this guy rules, I'm gonna vote for him. They all have these legendary Paul Bunyan stories. And the theory is, Sam Tripoli says it all the time, that he thinks these stories are just fake, that it's like propaganda to get you to vote for him, you know. But apparently Trump was just like straight up a draft dodger. Like during the draft, he was supposed to like enlist and be drafted and go to war. And I can't remember the exact situation, but he kind of dodges it. Actually, Jesse, I think, brings it up. So, because I watched the video of it. So, Ventura, who is 74, like I said, he's getting old and I think a little senile, but broken clock's right twice a day, and I still love Jesse. Appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored with British host Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, dude, I'm kind of 50-50 on him. He's kind of retarded on some of his opinions, but here lately, he's been kind of on point. Same with like Bill Maher. Bill Maher went retard mode, but then like every now and then he'll be on point about something, and I'm like, okay, you got some sense in there. So Piers Morgan, in a wide-ranging televised discussion on the war in Iran, Ventura suggested Trump, 74, they're both 74, is operating with a double standard by sending young American men and women to war, while avoiding doing the same within his own family. Well, of course, Jesse. They're royalty. We're goy, you know. We're scum to them. We're shit on their boot, you know. They're royalty. They can't send theirs to war. Which somebody brought up the other day, dude, that, like I said, I don't know how dangerous it was for them, but the royal family, all of their kids, the princes, they all go to the military. And I'm like, that, I kind of got mad respect for that. Like, are they on the front lines dodging bullets? Doubtful. But they still put in service in their military. Like, I don't know. I kind of dig it, man. And it kind of like, it makes me get that little warm, fuzzy feeling inside. Like, listen to old stories about George Washington. He literally fought on the front lines with his armies. Washington was a badass. I know he's a Freemason and he's Baphomet and all this bullshit. Put all that shit aside. Like, he legit like fought on the front lines with his people, with his army. Like, what other fucking president did that shit? They're all sitting in the White House eating McDonald's and shit. You know, dodging draft apparently, getting spray tans. A war is justified if you are willing to send your kids. Because how can you send somebody else's kids to a war if you won't send your own, said Jesse Ventura. Of course, I agree with that, dude. You're so pro-war, then send your kids. Or volunteer yourself, you know? Who was on the show, and which was posted online by military.com. So I'm calling right now for Barron Trump, Donald Trump's son, because after all, he's had 3 wives. He's got kids by each wife. Damn, dude. Jesse fucking gunslinging. And nobody's ever served in the military, to my knowledge. So yeah, he's like basically calling out that like not one member of Trump's family has served in the military. Yet they're all pro-war. Like, I come from a family like that's a military family, dude. Like, my dad's side, we had a cousin over there join the military. My mom's side, they were all fucking like Army. Like, my papaw was Marine. My Aunt Reva was Army. She married her drill sergeant, who was Army. Yeah, dude, like, we come from a military family. So, like, not saying anyone should be pro-war. I've always been anti-war, but I would at least hear them out. Like, if they were pro-war on something, I would at least hear them out, because it's like, hey, they actually went to fucking war. Like, my cousin Erica, like, literally was in gunfights and shit, like, in Baghdad and shit. Like, I would hear her out if she was pro-war. Like, okay, you did your time. I'll listen, you know. Jesse Ventura, like I said, I think he's, like, ex-Navy SEAL, dude. Fucking was in war, like Vietnam and shit, or something crazy. Like, I think it was Vietnam he was in, dude. He's a badass, bro. Like, he went to war. So, like, but he came back anti-war. He's like, nah, fuck this shit. So if you are not willing to die in said war that you're for, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Over the years, biographers have noted that Trump's father, Fred Trump Sr., who died in 1999 at the age of 93, that's actually pretty fucking impressive. Anyone who gets to that 90 mark, like, I'm like, damn, dude, that's pretty good, bro. You had a long life. Was in his 30s during World War II and was deemed necessary in the construction sector as a rising contractor avoiding direct military service. So he was educated enough, and he was a necessary construction contractor. Okay. That kind of reminds me of COVID, of like, what was it, the necessary jobs that they, essential workers. He was an essential worker. How demeaning, by the way. It's also been widely reported that Trump himself, during the Vietnam War, received 4 student deferments and 1 medical deferment for bone spurs in his heels. Aww, he had bone spurs. You know, my sister-in-law had bone spurs in her feet. She gets bone spurs every now and then. She still goes to work. You know, she works her ass off. Like, no, that's no excuse, dog. No excuse. You know what? Listen how crazy this bitch was. She got a bone spur in her foot one time, and she hit it with a hammer and broke it up with a hammer and went to work. If my sister-in-law who's got a pussy can do it, so can you, Donald Trump. And you got testicles. Come on, bro. Resulting in no active duty, he attended the New York Military Academy, a private boarding school. Ooh, fancy pants. But did not serve in the armed forces. How can you send somebody else's kids to war if you won't send your own, said Ventura, a former governor of Minnesota who served during Vietnam War. So yeah, he served during Vietnam. I knew he served, but I couldn't remember which war. I figured it was Vietnam. He slammed President Trump's war with Iran, which has claimed the lives of 13 U.S. service members and injured hundreds more. I've heard those numbers are off, by the way. I've heard we have been getting our ass kicked. Us and Israel. I don't know what to believe, because I was in a comment section last night, dude. The channel's Truth Seeker. I was in his comment section, and somebody was like, yeah, dude, like, I got friends who literally went to vacation in, I think it was Lebanon. And they're like, dude, like, they went somewhere where it's supposedly, the mainstream is saying, like, it's getting bombed the fuck out of. And I know, I'm confusing you all, but here's what I'm saying. Like, it's fog of war, dude. So, like, he said these people came back and was, like, calling them and talking to them. They're like, dude, nothing is going on here. But if you watch the mainstream news, it's like, wag the dog. Like, they're, like, showing footages of bombs and shit. Broken Simulation has talked about it, of like China, which by the way, China is not a trustworthy source whatsoever. I'm not saying this, but they're doing they have a 24/7 live stream of Israel, and it's like crickets. Nothing's going on. I don't fucking know what to believe, dude, because we get propagandized so much. So I'm seeing footage of like, we're bombing the fuck out of people. We're bombing schools with little girls in them. Like, it's complete hell over there. America's losing. Israel's losing. But then I'm also hearing, like, reports that, like, dude, nothing's going on. Like, it's all fucking weird. Is it wag the dog? Is it fucking propaganda? Who the fuck knows, man? I don't know what to believe, because I hear both sides, and who the fuck knows, man? Who the fuck knows? A Trump in the last 100 years has never done military service, said Ventura. My dude going back 100 years, he's literally, he's been doing his research. I love Ventura. Who is also a WWE Hall of Famer. Well, Barron, you can change that. Enlist in the United States military right now. I agree, dude. I agree with everything Jesse's saying. You guys are so pro-war. Join the army, you know. Military.com has reached out to the White House for a response to Ventura's comments on the Piers Morgan Uncensored, and is awaiting a reply. They're not gonna reply. Meantime, Ventura says he's proud of his own military service. His official biography states Ventura served in the Navy for 6 years. That's pretty impressive, because I think it's like 4-year minimum, 6 and an 8. I could be wrong though. So, attaboy. Thank you for your service, sir. He served from 1969 to 1975 with 4 years on active duty, and was part of the Brown Water Navy. That just sounds gross. Brown Water Navy. I just imagine a bunch of dudes swimming around turds in a toilet bowl. Like, what are we talking about? They could have did better on the name. I'm not bashing. I love Jesse. And like I said, thank you for your service, dude. But though he has, yeah, I think he always says, I was a frog man. I was a frog man. Like underwater, you know. Though he has stated he never saw direct combat, he completed the grueling BUDS training, which is the same training pipeline required for Navy SEALs. I told you, dude, like, yeah, okay, he didn't have combat, which no one chooses to have combat, but he still put in his time, dude. Everybody in my family has served. So I think I can say that with all due confidence, Ventura said, come on, Trumps. Don't just reap the benefits of this free world. Somebody put on that uniform, and that's you, Barron Trump. I love it. Jesse Ventura spitting facts, man. I'm sorry, I agree with everything he's saying, dude. If you are pro-war, enlist. Or if you're pro-war, send your sons and daughters to die for this war. Why is it me? I'm anti-war, and my ass will probably get drafted. You know? I don't know, though. I heard there's a loophole that they do not accept anyone with swastika tattoos. So if they actually start doing the draft, I'm immediately going to a tattoo parlor, and I'm gonna get a gigantic swastika on my bicep, dude. I'm not even joking, because I heard they will not accept anyone with swastika tattoos for draft. So I'm like, well, found my loophole. I'm getting a big old fucking swastika right here, dude. And I don't give a fuck. So there's your loophole, by the way, if you want to get out of draft. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I need to look into it. But yeah, I guess I'm going to be a Nazi now, you know. If you want to support the channel, I got a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. It helps pay for pens, paper, flash drives. It helps me fucking eat, bro. And by the way, I'm not a grifter. I have a full-time job. I worked 6 days this week, you know. And if you do donate, I will snail mail you a bumper sticker. These things are durable as fuck. My wife has one on a coffee mug. I have one on my car. It's been through snow, rain, iced over. I've washed that coffee mug 1,000 times. These things are durable as hell. And I will also send you a signed bookmark. I will sign the back, so I don't ruin the image, unless you don't want me to sign it, which you can comment, you can message me about it, but you'll get a free bookmark and a bumper sticker just for donating, you know. Who knows, maybe one day I'll be famous and that signature will be worth something. I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about all this craziness. See you guys.